This is the weekly weather with Maxina and April, where no matter the forecast, it's always sunshine and snow.
Hello, my friend. And here we are, episode number 5, January 8th.
I know. It is the 8th, isn't it?
We already killed a week of the year.
Yeah.
How'd it go for you?
Oh, it's just work, more work, everyday work. I was very productive today.
Good.
I created forms and everybody liked them. I was like, yay! And then I left work early and picked up my daughter. Yay!
That's even better, right?
Yes.
You can leave and you can have a good time with some family. That's how it's at. That's where it's at. That's how it is.
That is exactly.
Well, last time we talked, it was right after the new year. It was 1/1, and I didn't do much for New Year specifically, but it's pretty much the same for me. It's like work. I'm kept busy. One of my clients sort of didn't warn me about the schedule ahead of time, so that was sort of like, by the way, you're back on, by the way, attention,
You're like, oh,
yeah,
thank you.
Yes. So let me just adjust some things real quick. Yep. All right. I'm here for you. What's up?
I was planning. I knew you were calling. I'm here for you.
I was ready all along. And in some, respect I was, and I am, because, when you have somebody on rotation and you kind of know their patterns and what's coming up and to be expected, I just wasn't sure, the exact date.
Right.
But so that was fine, all well and good. And so there's some adjustments going on in my schedule here in the next coming weeks, but that's all right. I'm
good
fine.
Stuff?
Well, just that, so my morning routine with this particular client, usually I would have a bigger gap of time between when he needs me, and this is I just have an hour and a half of downtime in between the appointments, so I have to go somewhere more local to where I drop him off and dive into my work. So I think I'm just going to have to designate that as my reading time, which I've been trying to be more intentional about. I want to do a lot more reading this year. That's on my goals. So, it'll force me to focus because I'll be away from the house. I won't have the distractions, of the animals and all of the things that I can get into, and all my tasks always, laid out on the table. So and that's just a couple days a week. So yeah. So I think it's a good adjustment, and it's only for a few weeks that'll be going on specifically because I think its schedule is going to change again. So, but yeah, so it's always just my life bending around all of the different things going on, So, what all are you and your daughter getting into this week while she's here?
We aren't getting into anything, which is super sad. Seriously, I'll be at work tomorrow. She'll be off doing whatever. Saturday, she's going to go off do whatever while I'm setting up for the wine thing. And then she'll be at the wine thing. And then she may take off again. But she's always done that. She has always been a social butterfly.
Yeah, how dare she live her own life?
Since kindergarten. Every teacher.
Aww.
She's super smart. She's super great. But she's a social butterfly. We really need to rein her in. Get her to...
She talks too much.
Get her to stop fluttering around the classroom talking to everybody. And it's I can't stifle that.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, no, she's traveled since, I want to say her 9th birthday was her first go away without mom and dad.
Okay.
And she went to Grandma and Grandpa's up in Georgia with her cousin. And then after that, it was every year around her birthday, because her birthday's in the summer, was one of the youth group things. And it would say, hey, what do you want to do for your birthday? I want to go on that youth trip. I want to go on that trip. Now I'm saving money to go to Puerto Rico, Poland, Ireland. Yeah. Puerto Rico, Poland, Ireland, Made friends. I want to say the Poland trip, she didn't know anybody. Like, all of the others, there were people from our church who went. That one, she went, and she didn't know anybody. Instantly made friends at the airport. Mm-hmm. When she came home, she was like, oh, by the way, this Christmas I'm going to Missouri for a little mini reunion with the Poland kids. Okay.
You're like, all right, well, that sounds like fun.
Okay. She's
an adventure. She's an international lady.
She's always got a plan,
That's great.
And she does her thing. And so, yeah, it's shocking to me that for the most part, like, she lives at home, but her home is Texas now. But like, she doesn't travel a lot except to come back to Florida. But I suspect that once she's got her degree and she's able to, she's going to start going again.
Yeah. Be a roving soul.
She loves it.
That's great. Yeah. That's a great way to live, just enjoying all the little varieties of life, the varieties of people, varieties of places. And that's such a gift, I think, to be able to travel, sort of fear-free,
right?
In that way, just sort of like, all right, we're gonna take on the next day and not, think about
and
tomorrow.
Then, of course, as a mom, try not to worry, but then you worry, and it's like, no, we're not gonna worry.
Yeah,
she's fine. She's a big girl. She knows what she's doing, but it's can be rough sometimes. The world's not a safe place for girls. Stupid.
Like, that's dumb.
So dumb.
This sucks.
Like, why can't we just live, man?
Yeah. Well, and that was were you there at the fire the other night?
Yes.
Talking about walking. I was like, I'll be packing. It's fine.
Right. It's fine.
It's I've got the great equalizer, baby. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not afraid to use that.
That's too funny.
You do. You just have to be. You just have to be alert. You have to be smart. And I think that was one of the things that you had said about her before, was that she has she has a good head on her shoulders, and she knows what to do. She
always has a plan.
Right,
yeah.
right. Whereas, like, if it was one of your other kids, maybe there would be a little more worrying involved. Maybe there would be a little more checking in involved. It's like you have to adjust to each one and their particular needs and personalities.
Now that is something that I do with all of them. Every now and then, if I haven't heard from them in a while.
Yeah.
Like, they're gone for a week trip or a weekend thing or whatever, I'm like, proof of life. And then
proof of life.
And they have to, whatever they're doing, stop and take a selfie. And,
I love that.
And the funnier the better. But you have to. Do not make me wait. If you make me wait, then I start to worry. So just be prepared for the proof of life and send it. I'm just saying.
Check it in. That is great.
You just need to do it. I won't call and hound you, but I need proof of life every so often.
That's fair.
But yeah.
Well, and if you didn't care, then it'd be like,
right. And
I don't care what you're doing. I don't care where you are. It's like,
and there's some people that
happy,
like that their kid will be at someone's house for a week, and it's like, did they ever call and check in on you? Like, ever?
Like nothing. Right. Yeah.
It's so weird. Like, it's foreign to me. And I don't want to hover, but I don't want to be disconnected either. Like,
right.
There's got to be a good middle ground. But
I'm sure they appreciate I feel like in our, through it, when we talk, you do have, like you say, a very individual approach to each one, and so I'm sure there's some where you're maybe a little more involved, and another one where you're maybe not quite as on top of whatever is going on, but no, it's just good to kind of keep that tether. My mothers were never very communicative, My stepmother, she would check in, but it was just one of those things where if there was a conflict between us, or I was not doing the things that like she wanted me to be doing, then
Right.
we would have longer periods of not really hearing from her. And then there were some times where, like, specifically, I remember she would call, and when you can tell when somebody has an ulterior motive,
Yes.
that would be the conversation. Well, I got what I needed, and so then that would be the end of it. And so there were a lot of times talking to my mother felt very unsafe. And my biological mother was an alcoholic. And she loved hurling insults. And so it was unsafe to talk to her often, especially depending on what time it was, because she was whiskey and Diet Coke first thing in the morning. It was, yes, serious, yes, those big old Polar Pop, the styrofoam, yeah, the large ones, and full of Diet Coke, full of Old Thompson whiskey, and go, 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 go. By 5 o'clock, she was usually very hammered, and so if you got that phone call and it was after a certain period, sometimes it would be that way in the morning. You'd accidentally answer and like, oh, she's already 3 sheets. Like, oh crap, she never went to bed, or whatever that,
right?
Picture was, So yeah, there was a lot of like disconnected experiences with just trying to communicate with my mothers. So I feel like I sort of passed that on. I have a hard time reaching out and communicating and, just getting that check-in. But there was also the 2-household situation. I never wanted to be like taking her attention away from where she needed to be. Be present in the moment where you are, and of course just trusting that they're fine with the other parent. You know what I mean? It's like and I know I'm, my role was only stepmother or whatever, but I still had the desire to want to like I want to talk to her, but I felt always like it was just not going to be, it was like it was going to be a hostile experience or an uninvited experience or
those kind of circumstances. It feels like that's the correct thing to do, because split custody while you're there. Now, if I need to talk to you, there should be that allowance. Right. However, I'm not going to encroach. I'm going to trust that you're doing your thing and whatever. But yeah, that is hard though.
Because you sort of like bring in. And that was one of the things that I was a camp counselor for 10 years.
Fun.
And it was really great. I really loved it. And well, it was the camp that I grew up going to as a camper. And so I think it was like 2nd grade it started. So like from 2nd grade until 12th grade for 10 years, I went as a camper. And then the moment I was 18 and could volunteer as a counselor, I was doing it. And it was so much fun. But one of the things that was like the culture of cell phones was coming out more and more when I was a counselor. As a camper, it was like my senior year was really when cell phones kind of really started being a thing, like junior, senior year. And
what year did you graduate?
2005.
Okay.
Yeah. And it wasn't smartphones, I had little
I got my
Nokia.
first cell phone when I was pregnant with Carrie, so 2000. So yeah. And they were little mini bricks. Yeah.
I loved my Nokia.
With the little extendable antenna. So you can, hold on, I can't hear you. Okay, let's try that again. Yeah.
Yep. And then I also had there was this little tiny, it looked like a panty liner, honestly. Now that I think about it, like the shape. And it was this tiny little thing, and it had blue on it, and that was my cell phone for a minute. And then I think maybe did I go to a Razor? I don't know. I had the slide one. Anyway, so it wasn't until I was a camp counselor that cell phone culture was really starting to be a thing. And there was always, the directors always had a different rule. Yes, they can have them for this. No, they can't have them for that. Or no, they absolutely can't have them for anything. They have to turn them in at the beginning of camp. And I have to tell you, the directors who had that rule, turn them in at the beginning of camp, it was a much more peaceful camp because the students didn't have all their home life drama being brought into the dynamic of what was going on in camp. So they couldn't even think about this activity or this Bible study or this friend or this whatever because mom's at home doing this or dad's at home doing this or my brother gets to do that or...
And there's the text and the whatever.
Right. And so they don't even, they wouldn't even get a chance to break away from home. And yet here we're supposed to be providing this place for them to retreat and get away from things and, you know, go into prayer. You know what I mean? It was like we're trying to create this environment of reflective solitude. And you can't do that with this like bombardment of the outside world coming in. So that was one of the things that I sort of like that really stuck with me. And I try really hard when I'm in my meetings with people or, you know, whatever's going on, like I don't want my phone to be present. You know what I mean? Like, I really want to be present with somebody as much as possible. Now, when something comes up and it's like, oh, well, let's look that up real quick. You know.
Right.
But I do, and it's so easy to like, oh, I have a text, and then I'm into that. And then, you know what I mean? And it just like breaks away. So I feel like we have this, you know, more and more. Obviously, that was... Well, I won't say that how many years ago. That was 20 years. 20 years ago now.
Yeah,
but
going on 21.
I was like, oh my gosh. So you know, going 20.
That cell phone's old enough to drink now.
That cell phone is old enough to drink. You are right, my friend. Good Lord. So you know, we're talking, you know, 25 years of cell phone culture.
Yeah.
You know, like we're so inundated, and now it's like, we're suddenly supposed to be expected to be on call 24/7 by everybody all the time, you know, and that is like so weird to me. That's a weird thing. That's how weird. That's not necessary. And so like sometimes you just have to be really diligent to be like between these hours and this hours, like I'm not even like you're not gonna hear from me, or maybe it'll be a day before I get back to you, or you know, if it's one of the things is like people who just like send videos, video after video after video. It's like I appreciate, you know, share it once in a while, that's fine, you know, but I can't just sit here and, you know, absorb your content. You know what I mean? Like I have my own content that I'm trying to, you know, put in here. So but yeah, no, cell phone culture and just watching the effect of it and the outside world coming in, and you know, it's it's strange how unaware often we become about the expectation that we have and the relationship that we have with our phone. Like we have to set that boundary, you know, and you have to set that precedence. Now, obviously, I'm sure, like you say, you're not bothering your kid all the time, and you're not like, you know, telling them your drama in the middle of the workday. You know what I mean? Like that's a very different situation, but
anybody who calls me during the workday, like when I answer, I sound worried because I'm like, "Hi, what's the matter? Like, why are you calling?" Because they know, like, don't bother mom, don't bother wife, don't bother daughter while she's at work. Like, this is work time. They're paying for me right now. Like, this is their time. When I'm at home, I now put my phone away and I'm yours.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
I didn't used to. I used to be on constantly email after email, and the kids would be like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "It's work. Stop. Didn't you come home from work?" Well, unfortunately, it's still here. You know? And
it's still in the box.
There was a problem with our internet connection at work, and we had to get a new IT group, and they were like, "Oh my goodness, this is just horrible." So we're switching everything, and so when they did, we had to re-download our work emails. And when I did, I just forgot to turn the notifications on.
Oops.
As a matter of fact, my personal email I turned the notifications off. Since then, I have turned all notifications off except for bank apps. Because anything that has to do with my money, I want to know about it now.
Yeah.
My text messages and the Facebook Messenger. Because
Okay.
Carl will talk
Yeah.
to me through there more so than through
Text.
a text. I don't know. It's funny. So that is the... Yes, those will ping. Emails, I have to purposefully go into. And I set time to do that. Okay. It's been a couple hours. Let's just see if there's anything urgent that needs to be a quick look. Nope. Great. Oh, this one does need some attention. I'll deal with that real quick. No big deal. But the notifications were making my head hurt.
Yes.
Like, oh my goodness.
Yeah. Bring, bring, bring.
Our original email server that we internet connect provider, I don't know what it was, but the internet would go out a lot. And so then we wouldn't have emails. And when I first started with the company, I was brand new. So I'd get, 2 emails in an hour? I don't notice anything. But then some other people who, hey, we haven't seen any emails in the last half hour, right? And that's kind of how you knew that the internet went down. And then once I got into my role, I was the first one to notice because I get so many emails. And so then I quickly go to my phone, email myself. And it's not coming in, and okay, we're gonna have a problem with email, somebody, whatever. Well, if that happens after hours, the only reason you'd notice is because your phone's not pinging with the notification. And so somebody would, seems like there's a problem. They'd get a hold of the IT guy, and then he'd get it fixed. And as soon as it fixed it, my phone had a chime, and it's ping, 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 ping. It's just like,
Suddenly the stress hormones start.
Yes.
Bing, bing,
And
bing, bing.
so when we did that switch, I went, you know what? I don't need that I don't need that
Yeah.
in my life anymore.
Yeah. No room.
Turning that off. And then I have to change just I get to where I ignore. I ignore notifications that are the same once they've been too many times. Like,
Ear blind.
yes.
Yeah.
So I have to change the notification. So, no, this is something new. It's different. Wait, what is that noise? I change up my alarms. I set it so at 9, 11, 12, and 2, it's just a little vibration on my arm to remind me it's time to change tasks. So spend the first 2 hours working on this, next 2 hours on this, lunch from 11 to 12, okay, 2 o'clock, well, you're going to wrap up the day at 4, so your last 2 hours doing whatever. And now I'm like, turn it off, and I keep doing whatever I'm doing. I'm like, oh,
You're in flow zone, and you're like,
I have to change something. Something has to change.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do that. That's why I don't use a calendar. I used to.
Yeah.
Get 2 months in, diligently writing in my stuff, and nope, I don't want to look at it.
Like, I'm done with that.
It's overwhelming.
Yeah.
That no longer feeds anything, and so I have to. Like, I am the kind of person, you need to sell me a calendar that every 2 months is different. Like, it changes.
Gotcha.
It has to be a whole new format. And then it's like, oh, okay, this is different and engaging.
Gotcha. Okay.
In that 3rd month, I don't care anymore. And then it's just going to sit, and I'm never
Okay.
touching it again. Never touching it again.
So I know they do, I think there's 90-day calendars that exist.
Oh.
So maybe if
But
you,
are they
if
the
you wanted to
same
try
90-day
right, well, but that's what I'm
calendar?
saying. If you just put in 90-day calendar and buy 4 different kinds.
Ooh. Okay, you might be onto something. You might be onto something.
You know, play roulette with yourself.
Shoot. I don't
Which
set
one?
I
I
don't
have this
set
month.
notifications on my calendar in my phone. Sometimes I do, like certain things.
Yeah.
But for the
What
most
do you
part, I
keep
don't.
up with on a calendar, though? Like, because for me, a calendar is absolutely necessary because I have, this client, this client, this client, this client. You
Right.
know what I mean? Whereas, like, if you're showing up at the same place 9 to 5 every day and you're kind of doing the same
Right.
tasks over and over, you don't have to keep up with all of that.
That is so true, right? But then there's the, okay, doctor appointment here, whatever.
Right.
So I feel like I don't really need a calendar. I'll occasionally remember to put that on my work calendar so other people know, oh, that's right, she'll be out. But then I set timers. So my alarms, I have alarms, and I name every one of them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's, this is work, and then this is get ready for the market, and you better be set up for the market, and now it's time to break down the market, and those will be going off. You need to call so-and-so on such a day. Oh, you need to leave work early to go
So
pick
it's
up somebody.
tasks.
Yes.
So get a variety of daily task pads. Daily pads. Like, you tear it off and the next day is a new day and you write down your tasks for that day.
Mm.
You know what I mean? It's like, because I kind of do, sometimes I'll do a 2-calendar system where I have my week-to-week calendar, the one that's with me all the time, every time. And that's so I can see my whole week out in one spread. That's what the phone doesn't allow for me to see. I don't have that, like, it's not, and it does have the option where you can go, but those little I can't,
it's too
not
little.
right. It's not enough. I can't absorb all the information. So with my, physical calendar, I can, put a big square and it's green, and I have a visual representation of what that time block is going to be looking like, and how many of those time blocks do I have on my calendar, and where am I going to be burnt out, and do I need time for myself? So that's what the physical calendar allows for me, along with all of the different types of appointments that I have to keep up with in the clients, the tasks preceding those as well, if I have deliverables for a particular client. So that's what it allows me. But I do still have a day-to-day. And right now I'm in the middle of one. So my go-to calendar that I have been in for like 7 years is it's just called the Christian Planner, and they have a 90-day version that I picked up and got into. It's called Faith and Focus, because I was like, I'm gonna be using this in my 90 days to launch for my book. So I wanted to make sure, I was like, every day I'm gonna do one major task, one minor task, and make one contact, and so keeping up with the tasks lists is in the daily calendar. And it also does have the hour by hour, and it's good, and I like it, and I'll keep it for this 90 days. But prior to that, I had started to build my own daily do list and pad that's just basically like my priorities for today, my a reminder to do a morning prayer and a reminder to do an evening prayer. And then there's like a notes section and like a reminder section. So I just like put a few little things. I was like playing around with like, how I'm going to use it, or like one of them has like thought for the day, So I have a couple of different versions, but what I noticed was that helps me be focused on the day and not distracted by my whole week when I'm looking at my week calendar. So I'll sit down at the beginning of the day looking at my week calendar, looking at what's ahead, and then saying, okay, these are my appointments today, putting those in, and then what tasks I need to get done in between those. And that just then I'm on my day tasks. I'm not thinking about the rest of the week. I'm not overwhelmed by that. I can just do that, and that's what I'm on. So in some way, it's kind of I don't count, this isn't a calendar. You know what I mean? It's like it's a daily task list.
Gotcha.
So they're two categorically different things. One's appointments and one's tasks and deliverables. And, what does that look like? And it has like a notes page on it too. So, but yeah, just if you feel like you need it, it's like keep playing with it and experimenting with it. One of the things that I know is an advantage, and one of my clients that I work with, we do like self-management conversations, and calendaring is a topic that comes up all the time. What system is going to work for, this person, and the same thing doesn't work for everybody.
Right.
So the idea is just to keep at it, because what a calendar can do and does do, especially for an ambitious woman, is keep her goals in front of her every single day. It allows for a hyper focus for if you're trying to go from here to here, in whether professionally, spiritually, self-discipline. If you're looking every single day and you're making sure you're writing your daily habits every single day and you're tracking those things in your calendar every single day, then it has a very different, plus the act of physically writing is different. It registers differently cognitively than typing something in. And so the act of writing is also something that engages you in that focus. So I would say, don't toss out the idea of a calendar or a daily task list or something, especially if you feel like you're getting numb to your particular routine right now and you need to add novelty to it. And I think that's kind of what I'm hearing is like, do you have ADHD tendencies? We should don't call me out.
I am what is this t-shirt? Undiagnosed, but there's definitely something happening.
Yeah.
There's definitely
there
something.
Are signs.
And
yes, yeah.
The whole family.
Okay.
The whole family.
Well, and I sort of sense that, there's a lot of novelty seeking in the entire clan there. So so I say, so if you are sort of in that, like you say, you're like numb to it, like you have to introduce novelty into it some way. And so whatever that novelty is,
I will have a system at work that will work, and like everything is in its place, and it's in about 3 to 4 months it has to be changed. It's not, it doesn't feel good anymore. I no longer want to put it in that file spot. I will just dump it. So it has to be changed. It has to be fixed. I have always been that way. It doesn't matter the job. If I have a system, it works great.
Until.
And then it's like, I'm bored with it. I don't like it. I want to move the furniture. I need to. Everything just needs to be different.
Gotcha.
As a matter of fact, I want to get rid of my dining room table.
It's just like, actually.
And turn my dining room into a music room.
Okay, I could see that being a thing.
And I saw a table that was kind of cool because it shrinks up and it's just a little, almost a buffet, but then it pulls out, and I was like, I need something like that because I want the table to go away. I'm tired of hitting it. I run into it. It does not matter where it's at. If I am not paying attention and walking deliberately, slowly through my house, I will whack the table every time.
Yeah.
And we don't use it.
Okay.
We don't sit like we used to.
It doesn't spark joy.
No, it's gone. I want people sitting around with the drums. I want the keyboard out there, the piano. Yes, I want them to playing music and annoying the crap out of me with music.
I think that's great.
I want that.
When are you doing that?
Good question.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, okay, so there was...
But that's what I want to do.
That's what I want. Well, that was sort of one of my next questions there, because, on the topic of novelty and, wanting things changed around, and you kind of seem to have a good sense of yourself to know when you want to do those things. It could benefit, if you don't already, schedule in, quarterly, okay?
Okay.
A weekend or whatever, and this is, April's roulette week or whatever, call it whatever you want, but it's like the idea is just like, hey, you have it in your head already that you're going to change things around in your office and you're going to change things around at home, whatever space that is, you get to decide on. It's something you can look forward to, you know what I mean? It's like, so if that's sort of, and you're going to get sick of it, head yourself at the off, oh, it'll change next quarter anyway. I would do it differently in 3 months. That's fine. You know what I mean? It's like, so then you already have it set up. Okay. And that's another thing that a physical calendar for me does. I go all the way ahead, and I can go ahead and put, it's like, and not that you can't do that in your other calendar,
right,
but I see it. You know what I mean? It's like, but.
Exciting.
Yes.
Something's coming.
Yeah. But yeah, make it, make it a thing, make it rewarding. And that's also another little, one of those ADHD tricks. And it's like creating a reward system in order to accomplish a thing. obviously, just self-discipline and routine is always going to be the winner. Like, you have to be able to train your brain to miserably complete a task.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, that is a good thing.
Don't tell my boss, but I do that Monday through Friday.
It's like, mastered. Where's my gold star?
I'm just kidding. Actually, I do enjoy my job. It's not actually like it used to be. When it was the customer service part, the joy left that rather quickly.
Yeah.
But I do have more fun doing what I do now because it is more creativity. Like, hey, we don't like the bill of lading that we use for these projects because we don't have a place to put this information, and then we have to remember to send this thing, and then we have to do that thing. And it was like, wait. I was like, give me 3 weeks, the beginning of the year. Let me see. And immediately I carved out a couple hours and I went into an Excel file and then I said to everybody, and I said, okay, what's missing? Ooh, it actually needs that. Okay. Now look at it. What's it missing? I think it just needs this. That was great. And then I got busy. And so, then I got sick. And then, so it's been, I missed the beginning of the year and I was able to pull it back up today. Made that last tweak that was needed, slapped the logos on them, boom. And I was like, here they are. And they go, can you make it a PDF and add the terms and conditions? And I went, give me to the end of the day. Boom. Turned it into a PDF and then had to do the little fillable things. Because when you tell Adobe to do that, it only does it on the ones it wants to. It doesn't do it for every box. It's like, well, these up here look like they might be important, but these down here don't look like they're.
No, we don't. We're not going to do that.
I put the boxes in there. They're all important. And so then you have to go in and create the boxes that are missing and then put them in the order so that you can tab through. So that's what I did today. Put their logos on them. All 3 branches have them. Everybody's excited. So now they get to start using them.
Yay.
And we just got rid of 4 extra sheets of paper.
Hey. That's a success.
Right? I got to be creative.
Yay.
I do. Give me a problem. Tell me I'm allowed to solve it.
Right.
I got you.
Yeah.
I will figure it out.
Yeah.
And somebody at work is always, just use AI. Tell me to use AI one more time. I'm going to punch you. AI has
my response. Right. My response is,
I want to know.
Thank you. Yeah. I actually like thinking. Thank you very much. I enjoy the process of using my brain. That's why I don't use AI. I totally agree. 100%.
Now, I don't mind having AI review an email before I hit send when I'm in a mood.
Right, second pair of eyes or, whatever.
Because sometimes when I'm in a mood, it might not come across as I intended, or it might actually come across as I did intend, and we don't want that to happen. So it's like,
that's usually
can you just review this, make sure it's still professional and pleasant? Because I want to be professional and pleasant. I don't want to be snarky, and I'm feeling snarky right now. And then it goes, oh, if you just say it like this, yeah, that works better. Let's just tweak it a little bit, But yeah, I like to be hands in there.
Yes, yeah,
hands in there. As long as it's not slime, I'm good. I hate slime.
Well, and that's good because you won't atrophy.
Yeah.
You won't atrophy that way. So
that is true.
My question with your Adobe, you said you created it in Excel, and I know like section breaks. Are you familiar with section breaks? What they do? So I think you create section breaks in Excel too. It's been a minute. I'm a Word winning in Microsoft Word, but it's been like 10 years or something. So sometimes if there's a section break in a document, then it treats it as a different part of the document. Like, how sometimes if you like try to put something in a footer and it doesn't go in all of the footers?
Yes.
That's because there are section breaks in the document. And that it's useful for chapter 2. You want chapter 2 to have all of chapter 2's title on the left page.
Right.
That's a section break will do that.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? And
this
so
is
it'll be the same thing.
Because the one thing that I've learned is people don't want to flip pages. Nobody wants to look at the second page. No, Nobody.
Yeah.
If the instructions
Google will tell you that.
go from here to there, they will miss the last page. They
Yeah.
will miss it. I used to cut the top off the work ticket to tape it to the bottom because there was that big old gap down there. That sentence needs to be here because they're not going to read. They're not going to read it.
Yeah.
So what can I get onto one page and it just be right there?
Gotcha.
And I'm like, hey, y'all just use the Excel and just fill in the boxes, right?
Yeah.
And I grayed out all the stuff that you don't need to touch, so
Yeah.
that way, just look for the white spots,
Yeah.
Make it as easy as I can for people. But then they were like, can you just make it a PDF? And I was like, all right. And so you got your heading, and then it's the customer name, the order number, the origin contact, destination contact, origin address. So the two sides are the same, right? And when you say boop, it goes it did the order number, destination contact, destination first line of address, not the city state line, not the phone number line, none of the origin side, only destination. And I went, what about the box over here?
Doing?
They're exactly the same. They're exactly the same. I don't understand. And then there's a whole section of box where we have to put a driver's name, all this crew, what their position is. So it didn't create any of those. I had to create those and put them in there and make them the right size and format them so that they do the thing.
Yeah.
But it was just weird because
Yeah.
it's not the first time. It does it a lot. And it's like, well, these look important. And then it wants to make things that absolutely aren't important. It's like, well, yeah. Signature. Why would you make it a fillable signature spot? Because they're going to sign it.
Well, because Adobe you can create a digital signature and you can insert
Correct.
it.
But these are not going. These
Yeah.
are going out
Like,
in the
that's
field.
not what
We're
this is.
filling it. We're printing it. They're
Yes.
taking it out. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? It was just
yeah.
dumb. It was just dumb.
Well, sometimes it's just like glitchy anyway. Have you ever seen that clip? The girl, it cracks me up. Talks about adjusting an image in Microsoft Word as she moves the table inch over, and then all the portraits are upside down and on the roof, and
Yes.
within a day you're like,
And you're like, Control
not
Z.
at all what I wanted.
Control Z.
Yeah, then sometimes that doesn't work. It's like, I had it happen the other day. I'm like, literally, and it undid something that I wanted it to do. I was like, what are you doing? Yes, no, working with graphics and Word is just, it's hell. It's not fun at all. But I don't think you were working with graphics, but no, my goodness.
No,
That's
putting
so
the
funny.
logos in and then having to figure out how to size them so that they fit in the right spot. That was fun.
Yeah.
But that's just trial and error. And then once you figure it out, then you go, okay, do the same thing with the other three.
Yeah. You're like, now I know. I'm
the
empowered.
That's the size it is. All right, just redo it. There you go. We're good. But yeah, no, I love that part. And
Well, your problem set, that's another one of those ADHD things. You like that problem solver, like a dog with a bone, right?
Yes.
That's how I always was. It's like, a mystery. Something to solve.
and if something goes wrong, the first thing I want to do is, why did it go wrong?
Yeah.
Why did that happen?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I've learned to put that second and go, solve problem now. Yes, this is bad. Fix it. Boom. Now, why did that happen? How can I prevent that from happening again?
Mm-hmm.
And when I was in customer service side, more often than I would like to admit, something didn't make it to the schedule. Why didn't it make it to the schedule? Well, if I look and I can, because that's a really cool thing about the system is, I can see when I created it. And I was I was doing it, but then I left it. Why did I leave it? And I was like, oh yeah, that's the day that she was out and that person left early and da-da-da. And I was the only one manning the phone. And I would venture to say somebody called and made me leave that job in the system and go look at theirs. And then I forgot that I was working on that.
Yeah.
I remember doing the thing. Didn't I finish doing it?
Yeah.
Then I became anal. And every time I'd be in a customer's thing, I would go look at the schedule. Because you can see, that's function. I'd be like, okay, it's not an idle. I sent it. Okay. It's in there. All right. I'm in the same job 3 times in one day. I don't care. I'm looking. I am looking. Is it in there? Did I send it? Yes, I did. Okay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
'cause
Well, and that's very much two different. So those are two different brain modes where you're in something and you're focused on something and you're like strategically creating something. Like you're very forward thinking in that moment, right? Whereas when somebody calls, you're suddenly in this responsive mode, right? And that's what customer service, it's responsiveness all day long. You have to react. Whereas problem solving and development and things like that, it's very strategic and forward thinking work. It's a very different part of the brain. And so when you're switching from this like forward thinking to a responsive or a reactive type of brain mode, to go back and switch into a strategic mode is like, you're like, what do I have to respond to now? Like after you're done with a customer, like that, your brain's now in response mode. It's like I have to react to my environment.
Yes.
Now. What do I need to react to next? And so getting back into that. Oh wait, no, I wasn't doing that.
Right, and I have to stop and go. Okay,
Yeah.
what was I working on?
Do you have multiple screens?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yes. And I'm not happy with those either right now.
Oh, okay. Well, you should put that in your quarterly planning situation, your goal there for the quarter. It's like, I'm going to switch my TVs around. My monitors.
I had a very nice, large sit-stand desk. And in the down position, it was level with the desk and just raised enough. Like it was perfect. And when I switched locations, the guy who put it in the vehicle for me broke it.
Oh.
And so the office had an extra of a nice newer one, whatever. I was like, cool, let's bring that over. The keyboard thing does not sit flat.
Oh.
It sits above the desk. And the monitor's level is not the same. Like I can't find the there's not a sweet spot yet. And so I find I'm doing it, constantly moving, trying to find the sweet spot to read clearly where they are. It's so annoying. And I'm like, I hate not just feeling comfortable.
Right. You can't focus. And plus bad body mechanics adds up over time.
Yes.
You can really mess yourself up with bad body mechanics. So making sure that you're ergonomically situated is it's wise.
And it's hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had to get a higher chair so that my knees aren't bent up under me because that caused so much pain.
Mm-hmm.
But then now, like I said, the in front of me doesn't sit where it's like, what's wrong with this? Why doesn't it go down?
Yeah. Do you know what kind of stand you had previously? Like what it was?
I don't even know if they make those anymore. I had it for a long time, and it was one of the big, heavy original ones, and now they make them lighter and smaller.
Yeah, and you're like, but no, it worked just fine.
I needed the big one until it got broke.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well,
and where it broke in a down position, it was fine, but I could no longer stand with it. And well, I do need to be able to stand occasionally because sometimes I just need to stretch it out.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's just meh.
It just is something you'll have to put on the calendar and play with for a minute or whatever, a couple of times maybe before you get it just right. But no, you're right to have to want to focus. You're right to want to focus on it. You should, because if it breaks your focus and it breaks your concentration and it gives you bad aches, then it's not worth ignoring.
The elephant that sits right there.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So funny.
I mean, that was mine is always when I'm writing. Like I get a really bad, I don't pay really good attention to my body mechanics when I'm sitting right here and doing my writing. And one of my bad habits, I'm doing it right now, my feet sit tucked up underneath me. Like my ankles are crossed and they're up underneath me. Like to sit like this, it's so painful. It's not, I have to have my legs bent. I sit up. You see me sitting crisscross applesauce everywhere, like on the church pew and everything else. People think I'm, like a 7-year-old, almost 40-year-old woman sitting on the pew like a 7-year-old, with my dress covering me. But they just, my legs hurt.
Sometimes.
Yeah, they always hurt. My hips. It's especially my hips. It's my feet and it's my hips. And so just constantly, like, have you seen those chairs with the second layer on them?
Yes.
That it's made for people like me. That's what I want. Something for me to sit crisscross applesauce and in a comfortable office chair. It would never fit here though, and this is my office, so I'm just pipe dreaming, baby.
It would fit.
It would work if it was the right situation.
You have to move that chair out though, but yes, it would fit.
Yeah, this one, and it really needs to go. It's like forever old, and I've had like I've had it for like
a long time.
A long time, yeah. I mean, for as long as we've been in this house, and so it's just, but it's the right height and everything, and like the cushion and everything that I have on it is like perfectly formed to my booty. So like, this is it. This is the chair. Nobody else can sit here because this is my chair. I'm sorry. Don't know what to tell you. That's just how it is.
No, I get that though. Yeah. What are you doing in my chair?
Yeah.
That's my chair.
Somebody called me Sheldon one time, and I said, yes, absolutely. I said, because the cross breeze comes through here and here. I started doing the whole thing, I can talk to a person here, and here. I can,
Listen.
There's a reason why I'm sitting in this spot.
Yes.
This is my house, and this is where I sit. So I get it.
That's funny. It's my spot, man.
Yeah, that's what I do.
It's my spot. I get mad if somebody's parking in my spot.
Yeah.
We don't have assigned parking spots, but that's my spot.
But
why
that's
are you in my spot?
Yes.
Make me park somewhere else? Like, one day I come in 10 minutes late and you're going to be in my spot?
Right.
Like,
suddenly it's open game. I don't think you don't know the rules, sir. Nobody told you. Let me inform you. We're gonna have a lesson today, class.
Right? Oh. Well, and that's funny is people can get that way at church.
Yeah.
You're sitting in my pew. Why are you in my pew? It's like, I'm sorry, I didn't know that you bought this pew, And but we get to be creatures of habit. We like our spot.
Yeah.
And it was very hard for me to break that. The one place that I will break that is at church.
Right, yeah.
I don't have a spot, except now because I'm with the kids. That's the only reason why I have a spot.
Yeah.
If I wasn't there, I purposely move.
Yes, yeah.
Because I'm
good.
not going to be in a spot.
No.
And yep, I'm going to make you uncomfortable because I sat in yours. What are you going to do about it?
I love that.
I dare you to show your true colors
yes.
in the church right now.
Yes. Well, and it's especially good because you are a familiar face, right? Like, it's easy, like, if it's, like, an unfamiliar face and you're like, oh, okay, that's fine, But, like, when you're a familiar face and they're like, don't you go sit in your spot? You're like, I don't have a spot. It's all my spot. Yeah. I do. What's so funny is there's been a couple of times when the row that I usually sit in was taken up and there wasn't room for me, and my dumb butt I don't say anything to anybody. I just wander around the entire back of the church like a drowning squirrel who can't get out of the pool. And I don't know where to sit. Where do I go? What do I do? What now? Let me find a friend. Can I sit with you? Please, ma'am, I'm lost.
That's how I ended up
adopt me today.
That's how Carl and I started dating. His pastor invited me to church and says, hey, there's people that you work with that go to my church. You should come with them. They're young folks, this person and that person and Carl. I was like, person's too young. I don't like that person. They're annoying. And I was like, but him, I kind of like him. So I was like, hey, if I decide to go to visit your church, can I sit with you so I'm not by myself? He was like, absolutely.
And girl, you was never by yourself again.
Never. Never. As a matter of fact, many weeks had gone by and I hadn't gone yet. And so we went out after work with a bunch of people from work, and we went to shoot pool. It's a Saturday night, and getting ready to leave, and I was like, all right, it's so cool to see you. It's nice to hang out with everybody. Carl goes, I'm going to follow you home so I know where to pick you up for church tomorrow. Oh, so I guess tomorrow's the day I'm finally going to church, huh?
Yeah. Like, here we are.
All right. All right. And we've been inseparable since. 30. Ooh.
I love that.
Like this Sunday will be 30 years from that first time going to church together. And then our wedding anniversary is in August.
Oh,
30 years.
That is so great. Oh.
It was a whirlwind.
Yeah.
Yeah, we started hanging out in January.
Uh-huh.
He proposed in June.
Okay.
We were married in August.
All right. Okay.
And we will be married 30
So what's
years
when
this
you know,
August.
you know. It's
Yeah.
like, you know. Yeah.
Do I
That's
recommend
beautiful.
it for everybody? Not at all.
Right, yeah. that's it.
However,
but for y'all, that's what.
sometimes it works. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's funny because people are like, oh, they've not been together long enough, and I was like, I mean, they've been together for 2 years? Like, it's better than Carl and I. I mean, we didn't even have 9 months under our belt.
Yeah.
we only knew each other for 9 months when
Yeah.
we were married. So,
But y'all, I mean, clearly there was chemistry and
Oh, yeah.
connection and shared values, and you went to church with him, and you know what I mean? It's
Right.
like there's certain things that's like, okay, there's no reason for me to be like, what else is out there?
right?
Like what?
I know you check all the boxes.
Right,
but
yeah.
I
And
still
it's
want to
like,
go look in this
right,
cupboard
yeah,
and see
let's-
what's over there.
We're like, that's dumb.
But I have everything.
All
You want
right.
it right here. What?
Yeah.
But
You
yeah.
can't have your Kate and Edith too.
Oh my God, that's good.
So y'all should celebrate then. Y'all should do something special this Sunday for your 30-year church anniversary.
Right? And the only reason I can remember is because the church that he went to at the time did what was called Fellowship Sunday. And it was the second Sunday of the month.
Okay.
And everybody, dinner on the grounds. Like, everybody brings something, enough for their family plus two. So then when you share it with everybody, there's food for everybody.
Yes.
And that was, it was like, yeah, we're having the Fellowship Sunday, food afterwards, and it'll be a great time. And I was like, all right. And never left.
Yeah, that is so great.
Yep.
Yeah. Y'all should do something fun and special. So get something good to eat or something. Some good grubbing.
I think what we could do. If I didn't have church responsibilities, go visit the church. Because it's a local church, so.
Oh, okay. Okay. So y'all just been here the whole time?
In Lakeland? Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
Right?
Lifers.
Dude, the both of us grew up moving to and fro, and then it was like in our 20s, we were like, done. We're done with that. We do not want that life. And it's like, yeah, we've been
Planted. Well, I swear, I will drive through this town sometimes and I will be like, how do I get to live literally in the best place in the whole world? I love it here. It's beautiful. Aside from my little family home, but it's still Florida.
right.
You know what I mean? I just like, how do I get to live in the best place ever? But this place, it's just, the parks are great, the lakes are great, the roads are great. Like, it's such a beautiful place here. And for people who talk about it and like wanting to leave,
Right?
I'm like, to go where? What are you gonna, where?
Carl and I have talked about that. It's like God will have to audibly make it very clear.
Like drag him. Yeah.
That he
like
wants
Jonah.
us to go somewhere. Because, I mean, we're willing to go.
Yes, yeah.
But you need to make it clear because we're content.
Really
we love it. We love it.
Yeah.
I don't mind the weather.
Yeah.
I don't even mind the mosquitoes.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I'm content. I enjoy my little town. I love it.
It's beautiful here.
Yes.
I'm 100% on board with that. And you're about to get a music room. You know, it's like, there's no sense in leaving anytime soon. You know.
Yes. What's funny is Carl always cringes when I start talking about things I'm going, I want to rearrange the furniture or whatever. But when I mentioned what I'd like to do to the dining room, he went, I could maybe get
hang out in there with his little didgeridoo. What are you going to say no to that?
Get on board with that.
That's great.
So yeah.
Do it. No, do it 100%. You have like a funky what kind of table do you have? Was it like a tile top?
No, it's it was made in Turkey. It's just solid wood, but it's a long table, and in the center, if you pull the table out, the center leaf folds in to the table and it squishes back in, but it doesn't squish in enough. It's still a 6-seater when it's squished in. And we keep it in the squished in. Yeah, it's in the, isn't it? Yeah. And he's got his chessboard on the one side, and then the other side we leave open for us to sit.
And stub your toe.
Nobody ever just sits at a clean table because we all come in and put the mail down, put our bag down or whatever, and it's a catch-all, and he hates that. And I'm like, well, get rid of it. I don't want it there anyway. But I still want chairs. I still need people to be able to sit. So somehow I got to make that work. So got to figure it out. Got to figure that out. But we have drums. We have guitars. We have a piano.
There's like a little corner or something in there, isn't there?
Too. Well.
So then you could put soft seating around that, right? And then the music out in the kind of space or whatever.
So it's a double wide opening from the foyer into the dining room because there's glass doors there because apparently it used to be a porch at some time.
Oh, okay, that's right.
So on this side is a little corner and then the door into the kitchen, and then a little corner and it's the wall where the piano is, and then the door to the hallway over here, the built-in hutch over here, and on this wall it's just a straight, but that's where the china hutch is right now.
Gotcha. So then this little corner and this little corner would be a place for soft seating if that was, if it lent itself for it, if it was appropriate.
You get two butts in each corner.
A big old.
You get two butts in a corner. That's about it.
Yeah. Well, that'll be a fun thing for you to experiment with. Are you one who, like, when you look at a space,
draw the diagrams?
You know what you want in the space and then you go and look for the key pieces, or do you, like, find key pieces and then you can kind of build a space around those key pieces?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think I've always built my space on what I have.
Okay.
Because I don't like to go shopping.
Gotcha.
Unless there's a specific, like, that table, because I'm like, hey, I still want to be able to feed people.
Yes.
But I don't want it here all the time because we don't do it all the time. Like, we used to have an army at our house. We do not have an army anymore. Like, but every now and then I want to invite an army over.
Right.
Like I did for Thanksgiving. So I need something to be able to, I was even trying to figure out, could I take the sliding glass doors out and build some sort of a thing that goes in that actually is holding folding tables and folding chairs. So then, we're having people, those pop out the tables.
Like a Murphy?
Like a pocket door, except it's not a door. It's a storage thing. It would hold folding tables and folding chairs.
Oh, so you would just take them. Oh, okay. I was imagining a Murphy table. Stays affixed
where the
up
sliding
on the wall
glass
and you
doors,
fold it down.
Where the sliding glass doors, pull the sliding glass doors out,
Okay.
and then put
So storage space effectively for your things.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That could be a solution. I could see that being a
But knowing how to
opportunity.
do that's a whole other story.
right. Yeah.
On a 100-year-old house
Yeah.
that's made of plaster.
Yeah. So is it like something that you know, like it's in your crosshairs, you are doing this, or are you just still toying with the idea?
At the moment, it's probably still a toying, but it's where I'm going. I
Okay.
want it. I want it bad.
Okay. Do you have a particular like theme or mood you're trying to accomplish in this space, or
Just
'cause I
all the
love-
music, just all the music being there.
Yeah. Okay.
Linda has 3 guitars, an
Yeah.
electric guitar, 2 acoustics. Carl's got an acoustic.
Mm-hmm.
Then we've got all the hand drums and like I just want all the music. I want people to come and go, "Oh, I want to sit down and enjoy music. I want to play
Yeah.
music. Oh, can I sit at your piano? Yes, please.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, please.
Do
Play
you-
the keyboard, please."
Do you have like music themed artwork you can hang up in the space too?
We do
Or would
have
that
a
be
little bit,
something
yes.
You would be like, look, you get to curate that a little bit if you wanted to.
We do have a few pieces. They're not currently in the dining room. They are currently in the living room.
Yeah.
But yes, we do have a few pieces.
Okay.
And then we could make some because I live in a
Yes.
house full of artistic people.
Well, and that's exactly right. The whole space, it's sort of this very eclectic, fun. You know what I mean? Like there's not like there's a lot of style in it. And so I could see you having just so much fun playing with that in that space and doing that, and especially because it's sort of like offbeat, like, oh, it's supposed to be a dining room, but it's our music room. You know what I mean?
Right?
It's like if you could play off of that specifically, you know, that would just be like so fun. I can't wait to see where you come with it. That would be a lot of fun. Make sure you take pictures when you do it. So now you're just toying with it right now. But if
Right.
you're leaning and we're talking this about it, you're going to be
Right.
thinking about it a little more and
I gotta
a
find
little
a
more
home. I gotta find a home for the dining room table.
for the table.
I don't know if they're gonna get the chairs though. Those chairs have been beat.
Yeah.
They've been through my children.
That sounds like you. It sounds like give him the chair. Poor kids. April said she beat her kids with her chairs.
No.
No, that did not happen. Okay,
That is not what
that
I
has
did.
never
That is
ever happened,
not-
audience. Not even once.
Not what happened. Not what happened.
Not even once.
No. Shoot. The set came with the the 2 captain's chairs, and the arm was already wiggly like it was broken. Carl just ripped them off, but one of them didn't rip off right, so it has a little pokey spot.
Like,
If you're
this
not
isn't
careful,
working.
if you're not careful, you get hurt on it because it just juts out.
So that one's the short straw.
Yeah.
Whoever gets the short straw gets to sit in that chair, or the one who hasn't done their chores yet. You know,
Right? You get the bad chair.
you get a bad chair.
That's the bad chair.
It's the punishment chair.
We're a mess.
Oh lordy,
Oh, I love that.
that'll be so much fun.
But if you hear of anybody who's looking for a big dining room table, let me
certainly.
know.
Yeah,
Because that's the first step. And it's one of those things where sometimes you just get the idea just
Yeah.
started, and then it happens and you go, oh, it's happening now. And then,
true. Yeah, because once you don't have a dining room table, you're like, oh, well, now I got to do something with the space.
I mean, that's how the dining room table
It's like-
came to me.
right,
So
yeah.
it will be how it goes away.
Yeah.
'Cause
Do you
we didn't
interact
have a dining
on
room
the
table when we
women's
lived in
group very much? I think they put stuff out there that, you know, let me know if any family's in need. If you're just giving it away, at least. You know, I don't know if that's something on your heart,
I used
but
to be able to sell it.
you might still be able to if the leaves are in it. I feel like a lot of people like that style of table, and if it's a good table,
It's a very good table.
yeah, it's like I get it. Because mine's like really really good, and I won't part with it. It's heirloom. You know, 90% of my furniture is like I inherited it, and it's like this one's my aunt's, this one's it was my dad's, this one was from my mom. This, you know, it's like this one was Trinity's changing table, and this, you know, it was like I collected. See, when we lived with my husband's parents for like the first 5 years of our marriage, and we paid for a storage. And that was where all of our wedding gifts lived, all of the furniture that we collected. I just hoarded. I was like, I will have a house one day, you know, because that was what I wanted. And by the time we got the house, we moved in, and we emptied out that storage, and poof, we had a whole house full of furniture. We did not need to go shopping for a single thing. And I was like, yeah. And it's beautiful stuff. It was heirloom, and I'm surrounded by my family's things, and I think about my aunt at this table, and I think about my dad and the chess table, and you know, it's nice. I'm thankful to have it, you know. But that it's the dining room table that flips out and has ours has the leaves already in it. Like, we don't have to take them from a separate place. It's like nests in it. Is that what yours is?
So if you pull the table out, it folds out and folds out.
Yes.
And it squishes. Yep.
Yes, that's how mine is. Best thing ever. Why ever make a separate wood leaf ever? Why, like, it's a great table.
Yeah.
So, but no, I get it. Yeah, I'll keep an ear out. See what you come up with. And then that, you'd say, would be the catalyst then.
Oh, absolutely.
Because you're definitely getting rid of the table no matter what.
Oh, the table has to go.
Yeah.
The table has to go.
It just has to go. All right. Well, now that it's been said, and now that things are, it's out there now.
Because
so.
when we moved into that house, from the house that we were at, we had a very square dining area, and so we had purchased one of the high top square tables, and it had the bench for the corner bench, and then individual chairs on the outer two squares, and that doesn't fit in that dining room. The door, and then the open space, like, it lent it to be very awkward. And I was like, we really need something different. And then, hey, I work for a moving company, and there's a couple had come in, and they're going through the furniture he had in storage because they just recently got married. And, well, she didn't want the dining room set because his first wife had memories there. She wanted something new. So I got a steal and got I call them two window buffets because I don't know what you do, and they're very narrow, long tables. So 2 of those, 2 end tables.
Like console? Like a console table? Or?
So they have 3 legs. So 1 in the back and 2 in the front. And it has a drawer. And currently the one is in the living room with my lamp on it, and the other is with my computer on it. I use it as a desk. However, they actually fit at the end of the table and make your table even longer.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then there's the buffet, which has the doors and the little mini buffet, plus the big old china hutch. And so, yeah, the long skinny tables are in front of our windows in the foyer with plants and stuff on them. Mm-hmm. They do not just slide up to the end of the table. Would have been cool if they did too, because that table could go on forever.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, we had a lot of people at that table because just scoot the table and get those 2 end pieces on. Yeah, the table's huge. And I think we could sit 14 around it.
Nice.
When we've done it before.
Yeah. But
now I'm using all of those pieces for stuff. But happy to get rid of them if somebody $300. You have everything but the chairs. I mean, unless you really want the chairs.
The beat up chairs.
Yeah.
Including the punishment one. The timeout chair.
They are in a rough shape.
Oh Lord.
Well, I mean, cloth seats and wood chairs, and the little trim around the edges are coming off. And they're a hot mess. But
the ones that I have around the table were my mother's. So in the last days of her life, she just wanted to buy a bunch of stuff. You know, that was just that she was homebound. She was stuck at home, you know, and so, but she was going through this phase where it was like all this stuff that like she really hadn't had for very long. She was like, no, I'm getting new. I'm getting, you know, I found something else. So she had a friend of hers was offloading these chairs, and she was like, I have to have these chairs. Will you go get these chairs? So I went, and she, you know, got them. I don't remember if she bought them or what, but I put them, you know, around her table. They were beautiful, and they're these beautiful, happy, like orange, yellow, you know, like they're like Pier 1 chairs, you know, really great style. And they were very much like, they were very mean, and she knew it. And she had me go, she was like, don't you love them? And she was just like so in love with them. And so when I ended up with them, every time I look at them and sit in them, I just remember how happy she was to get those chairs, and how much I was like, yeah, these are great. They're awesome. And so I had these chairs that, you know, the wood chairs that you're sitting in they're actually, I think these went with my Aunt Ellen's table or whatever, but it's the same, like, you know, that these are the types of chairs that are supposed to go with that table. But no, those little cute cloth Pier 1 chairs all the way, baby. And they make me so happy, and they're so bright and just so beautiful. And it'll be, I don't think I will ever part with them. They'll probably be in the same, like, you know, the trimming tearing down and everything breaking. And I'm like, nope, sorry, these chairs are staying here forever. It took me, well, it was only just recently that I tossed out a couch that was like 25 years old and in the roughest shape ever, but I clung to it and hung on to it because it was like, when I was a teenager growing up in the house, it was our like flopping, you know, our flop around couch or whatever, but it was the nap couch, the most comfortable couch, and my dad was always asleep in that thing. And so every time I was in my couch, I often thought about, you know, my dad being zonked out in the nap couch, and it was just like, I don't know, it's
a
just
little comfort.
Yeah, it is very much so. And when I finally threw it out, I cut out a piece of the fabric, and I saved a piece of the fabric. But the cushions were falling apart. The fabric was like dingy and not good. The couch was not, it was a pull-out, or it was like a bed, and it was not functional. It was broken. That thing was like, we beat that thing up 7 ways to hell when it finally got like put out to the curb. And that's pretty much how I am with everything. Like, you're gonna have to pry it from my cold dead hands. Like, it's gonna be really hard for me to get rid of things because they've been given to me, and to me that's a part of just like, that's good stewardship. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like things just like flowing through, but also it's my family stuff,
right?
So to me it's hard for me to part from things in that way. But
when my gran moved down, not the grandmother that you know, my mom's mom, when she had moved down with us back in 2013, she had so much stuff. And I was like, Mom, if she's going to come down here, she's only got this much space. You have to help her, like, downsize. And even then, it was still so much stuff. And I was like, listen, we have to go through your stuff. Keep, donate, sell, throw away. It goes in a box marked with one of your kids' names on it. I don't care, but we have to downsize this. Like, we have to go through things. We have to make it go away. And she's like, oh, and nothing. Everything had a sentimental. She had, I don't know, you're not old enough. You're not old enough. You're not going to remember these. You take the bottom of a ivory dish soap bottle, right? And then you poke holes in it, and then you crochet, and you make something. Well, it was a swan. And what goes in that little plastic part is an old piece of soap. And it was a deodorizer for your bathroom. And I don't remember what color it was, but it was not originally brown. It's now brown because the sun has faded it. Like, it's just, it has been through some things. Now, back in 13, when she moved down here, I was 39. It's going on 40, okay? Holy cow. I'm baffled that much. Like, what? And I said to her, okay, keep or toss. And she goes, keep it, of course. And I said, why? Why do you want to keep it? And she goes, well, the lady who lived across the street from us in West Virginia gave it to me when I babysat her kids as a thank you. When we lived in West Virginia and she babysat those children, I was 8. 31 years. I said, okay. Do you remember her name? Nope. But I'm keeping it. Okay. You don't have room. We need to get rid of something. But I had a lot of that tendency as well.
Yeah.
And when Linda was only 1, we had to downsize because we went through a financial situation where we had to move in with Carl's mom. We were living in a 1-bedroom house with her then teenage son, the 2 of us, and 2 children aged 3 and 7, and then I was pregnant, brought it, right? So we had to figure out how to minimal, right? Yeah. So when we finally were moving out and we're like going to the storage unit to get our stuff, we're like, do we even need half of this stuff? Like, we were able to get rid of things.
Yeah.
And then it was freeing almost. And there was a site at the time called Free Cycle.
Okay.
And if you had chairs and you're like, I'm going to throw them away. I don't need them. I don't want them. I don't think they're good enough to sell. Like, I just want them gone. But I would really rather they not go to the landfill, right?
Yeah.
Hey, I got some chairs. They'll be by the curb. And then people would come by to get them. My mother-in-law, my husband loves elephants. And I don't even know if loves elephants is the right word. He likes elephants. He had bought a couple of elephants. Next thing you know, everybody's buying them elephants. So
yes.
we have elephants. So our house was always of that hunter green, burgundy color scheme. Gray elephants. This is the vibe that we have going in our house. And at that point, we had been married for 12 years, if I'm doing my math correct, when Linda was born. And she goes to Puerto Rico, and she brings us back a parrot clock. She thought of us when she saw it. Okay, I don't understand that. Elephants? Parrot. It was a beautiful parrot, but it was in this blue and yellow, and it was a parrot with a clock in the front.
Okay.
And it was just, but it doesn't go with anything. And I really struggled with that. And then it was, you know what? No, I don't have to keep it because someone gave it to me.
Yeah.
Because everything was given to you. Everything will be given to you. At some point, you have
to part with it.
You'll be in a corner of their house. With
you're like, look at everything everybody gave me.
And I put that sucker on Free Cycle, and I was like, it's a parrot with a clock. And the guy was like, a parrot clock. And I don't know, I guess he was picturing a flat parrot. And so when he showed up to get it, he was like, that is not what I expected, but that's beautiful. I said, sir, be blessed.
Yes.
Be blessed. It does not need to go in a landfill, but it does not need to be in my house. So be blessed. But Yeah, and I would love more options for that.
Yes.
Because I hate that everything goes to the trash. I do.
Yeah.
But I also know that I need to I need stuff out.
Purge.
Yes.
Yeah. I feel like 'tis the season. I swear, my sister, one of my clients, a girlfriend of mine, and you, and myself, obviously, with everything, like it's like that's the mood. That's the mood of the season. It's like, let's just purge. Like, let's get rid of all the crap we don't need. One of my things was always like clothes, like because I'm given a lot of clothes. Like I don't shop for myself
Right.
very often. You know, it was always like, oh, so and so's getting rid of a bag of clothes. You want to go through them? Yeah, sure. I'll pick some out. You know, so I've now been I am overwhelmed with all these clothes. And so I'm like, okay. And plus I've been losing weight all year. So I'm like, all right, doesn't fit. Not my style. 30 years old, you know, or like, you know, I wore it on a date with my soon-to-be ex-husband. You know what I mean? It was like all these things, let me just get it. And it's sort of slow. It's not, you know, I haven't really like, you know, designated a time, space in my calendar to be like, I am going through clothes today. But sort of just like as I'm picking things out, I'm like, okay, this needs to go. I'm tired of looking at it.
I'm feeling that about to come as well. Which is funny because my leggings I haven't worn in forever, and I almost got rid of them last season, like almost. And then thank God I didn't, because they were such a blessing in recovery, let me tell you. Because
the compression and
and they were just so comfortable, and I was like, oh, I forgot how comfortable those were. Still not my everyday style, but they were very comfortable, and you know, and it's funny how we go through styles too. Like we just based on whatever we're doing, our styles change.
Yeah.
But I'm ready to go through and
like it's done. Like I'm done. Yeah, I'm getting rid of all my tights. The last time I had some on, I was like, why do I always wear these when the seams bother the crap out of me? And I endure it. I just endure it like, oh, I guess you're just supposed to feel the seams. You're supposed to just endure the seams. I don't want to do, that's not fun for me. That's not fun. And I like compression. That's one of the reasons I would lean towards tights or like tighter clothes, because the compression on my legs and on my hips, not on my tummy. It has to be like, I can't have a waistband tighter than the jean. Does that make sense? Like it has to be a flat, then it's good, even if it's tight, because it compresses everything, not just the waist band.
Right.
So I enjoy that compression and I like it, but if I can easily feel the inseams and they just make my thighs itch like crazy. And so I was like, I'm never ever going to wear these again. Why do I put them on? They bother me every time. And I just act like it's just fine. So yeah, no, tights are gone, man. Tights are gone. This is the age of comfort. I am not wearing crap just because
there are so many people who need stuff.
Yeah.
So we just need to find the people who need it and be like, okay. Now I don't want to give people trash, and if it's tore up, no, it's going in the trash. But if it's still good, it's still clean. It needs to go to somebody.
Yeah.
And I will find people.
I will find them. Yeah. Well, so Dream Center is one of the things that I will try to drop off for, but they have like very specific days and a specific location and a specific person, I guess, who picks it up. I don't know. It's sort of like the reason why Goodwill and Salvation Army are inundated with stuff is because you can literally just drive through and, you know, but they don't, the Dream Center doesn't have that kind of resource. They can't just have people sorting through crap all the time. You know what I mean? So they're really specific about what they get. So that is one of the things, like if I pull those things out and, you know, the things that have been treated with TLC and those can go, then everything else can kind of go in a drop, or Salvation Army or something. But no, you're right. That's the mood of the season. It needs to be done. It's time. Oh,
Just,
Lord.
just lift some weight.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
because it gets heavy. All this stuff it gets heavy.
Well, and I had started like a year and a half ago. We were going through like financial coaching, and one of the things was like have a yard sale. And so I was collecting everything and pulling everything out and putting it in there. And if I came across something, I was like hanging on to it so that way we could have this yard sale and, help us get out of debt.
And then the yard sale never happened.
Never, right. Well, and I freaking knew that was going to happen. I even told the coach, like, when they were like, you're going to have to sell everything. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. Like, I was very, like, upfront about, and of course I'm, kind of a stubborn and abrupt person sometimes. So I'm sure it didn't come across very well at all. But I was just like, I'm not doing it because I have, for one of the jobs that I had was that we had an annual yard sale. I hated every minute of it. I hated it. I don't mind organizing crap, but then, having to deal with it all, in the midst of it and after. And oh my God, just so much stuff. So I knew it was going to be a pain in the butt, but I was like, trying to do, the dutiful thing. All right, let's try to have a yard sale. So I was hoarding. And for a year, I've been overwhelmed and just up to my ears in boxes and crap that I'm going to have this yard sale, and I'm just like, I'm not going to do that. I'm done trying. So I was finally happy. That was when talk about the season of purging. I was finally happy to make that decision and be like, I'm done trying to do this thing that I was told to do, but it's not helping. I'm not doing the thing. And it takes of course I lost my job, one of my main jobs at the time. And so that was why we were like in this cycle or whatever. But then work picked back up like that following like February or whatever. And so it was last year, February picked up, and I got like one big good client and a couple of other regular clients on board, and so then I wasn't like fussing as much. And then my time spent with them is far more valuable than whatever nickel and dime I might get from a yard sale.
Right.
So then the return on the investment doesn't even make sense to me anymore. Why am I going to spend all my hour, I make $25 an hour when I'm with a client. I need to chase clients. I'm not going to make that at a yard sale.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it was like, I tried and I justified. And right now, most of the stuff is like, I just stuck it in my shed. But I know that I need to go. It's that same thing, and I want to do it before the season gets hot again. So it's like, it's time, Time's a ticking, babe. Let's make it happen. So I'm glad you came and we could have this conversation,
right?
Because
now we're motivated.
No, it's like we're ready. We're motivated.
Ready. Yes.
So, I love it.
No, it's like when. Okay. I'll have to take time off work. That's what Carl did. Carl's Christmas vacation, he spent working. He spent working around the house doing things. And I feel bad because I come home from work and he's like, he's been up since 5 o'clock that morning. He's cleaned out this and organized that, redid this, and da-da-da-da. And I'm like, that is a lot that you've been doing, and I'm impressed. And I'm sorry that I haven't been here to help you.
No.
But, he gets that 2 weeks off at Christmas time, so nice.
Yeah.
I don't get 2 weeks off at Christmas time.
Well, you could like cook them something nice or something as a big guy thank you or something. It does take 2, even if one's doing most of the work sometimes.
Right. But yeah, I eventually want to do something with our bedroom too, because our bedroom's a little weird. It needs to be painted. We need the carpet out of there. Hopefully there's a nice floor underneath.
Oh, so it's like a surprise reno.
Right?
You don't know what you're going to get.
The house is 100. I feel like the floors are going to look like the ones in the living room.
Yeah.
Or they're going to be cork like the hallway.
Okay. Huh. Take pictures.
Linda's are wood. So I think ours will be wood.
Okay.
I think ours would be wood too.
Yeah.
At some point they put cork in the hall and then in that back room that they built on.
Okay.
That is now Teresa's room. But
your little rambling TARDIS over there.
yeah. It it really, it looks so tiny from the front, and then you're like, there's another bedroom, there's another, wait, there's more, there's more? There's,
This
there's
hut
more.
This hut has a butt.
We have a basement.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Like, it goes on. Like, yeah.
No.
I remember when we first moved in, and Carrie was in the 8th grade, and she was beginning of the year. They have to introduce themselves, whatever, and she's like, "Tell us about your house, your family." She's like, "Well, there's 11 of us." I think it was 9 or 11.
Mm-hmm.
9. I think there's 9 of us. They went, "How many kids do your parents have? Oh my God!" And she goes, "No, there's just the 3 kids." They went, "But well, there's my mom and my dad, and then us 3 kids, and then my mom's best friend Teresa and her daughter live with us, and then Uncle Bobby's in the basement, and Grandma's is out back." And when I hear her tell that, I say, "Corey, you can't tell people Grandma's out back."
Right, yeah.
It sounds like we chained her up to the tree. Like, she's in an apartment in the back. Like,
Grandma's mentally ill. We make sure she can't get to the public.
and Grandma wanted one of those emergency alert buttons.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the cheapest method for us to get one was to get an alarm system for the house. And so I'm on the phone, and they're like, "Okay, so how many windows, how many doors?" And I was like, "Okay, so in the main house, there's 3 external doors. And to the back house, there's 2 external doors, even though one doesn't work. And then for the basement, there's a door as well." And they went, "The main house and the back house?" And I went, "It sounds so much bigger than it
Right.
really is."
Yeah.
I go, it's not. It's not that. We're on less
and
than
the
a
pool
quarter of an
house
acre.
has
We're on less than a quarter of an acre. I promise you, it's not as big as it sounds. But there is a main house, and there is a back house, and there is a basement. So I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, it was funny because it was like, it just sounds so extravagant.
It
But
does,
it's like, no,
yeah.
it's
Like you
not.
have the estate. We're at the estate. We're here at the estate. Please come.
We
visit
live on
us.
a hill. We
Yeah.
have a main house, a back house. Yeah,
That is great.
because we do. We're the only house on our road that is literally on a hill, but they built it up to put the basement.
Gotcha. Oh, okay.
There's also a cellar that's full of stuff from the previous owners. And one of these days, we're gonna go through there. We're gonna pull that stuff out and maybe use the cellar. I don't know.
Okay.
But it's a cool, dark space
Uh-huh.
under the house that literally you could store canned goods in, and it would be perfectly fine.
Okay.
It's
Well, how cool. And you said it's 100 years old?
Yeah.
Wow. That's awesome. That's
This year?
awesome.
Last year it turned 100.
Okay.
Yeah, because it was built in 1925.
Okay. Well, a ring-a-ding-ding.
Yeah.
That's cool. Does Lakeland have a designation for like Centennial Hills?
That's a good question. I know they've got their historic district, and we are not in the historic district. But
You just missed it.
I would love to find a picture of the house
Yeah.
from way back when.
Yeah.
Because there's parts of the house that appear to be the original structure that it's like, I don't understand why this is here.
Yeah.
Like, this doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And trying to figure out what it looked like originally before somebody started building and adding on and whatever.
Yeah.
Because, like, our front door is not the original front door at all. I would bet money on it. So that front foyer was built on at some point. I feel like the kitchen is an add-on as well, but I could be wrong. It might just be part of the kitchen is an add-on, but something is. It's really hard to tell where the original bones are.
Yeah.
And I would love to. Just
Yeah.
like, what did this look like once upon a time?
I bet there's some record you could probably dig around in.
But I wouldn't even know where to begin.
Those darn historians, they're more valuable than we realize. I tell you what. Oh, man. That is such a gift, I think, when people are like, know well enough or in the moment well enough to know that to document something for
Right.
the future generations and stuff. I think that's I undervalued history when I was younger, and I really enjoy it more now. Now, while I will say the parts of history that I really enjoyed when I was younger was like reading about inventors. I don't know why. I always loved reading about inventions. Where did that come from? Who invented it?
Right.
How did they think of it? It was like I loved reading about invention, and in that way I absorbed a lot of historical context of, the backdrop of where they were and what was, what life was like or whatever. But yeah, there's somebody there. And if you happen to look into if there's some designation for the centennial, like, listing of the house, then there might be something already in their records or something,
Ooh.
if you go and ask about it or something. So, yeah. Tell me how that goes.
Okay. Side quest.
Like you don't have enough.
Right?
To walk away with this conversation alone. I think it was like, there's a calendar, you got the music room, there's a couple we got a couple things going on. What time is it even? Oh my goodness, girl, it is 9:30. We should probably wrap it up.
Oh,
Our
probably.
tea, we didn't pour our tea
We didn't even
mugs.
pour tea.
We didn't pour tea, so we don't
We
have
just,
like.
we just got into it today.
Yeah, we
Like,
did.
It was good. No, it was good.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
And I'm curious because we were going to get together with Issa at some point in time. Let me know, if and when or whatever. What she has to listen to it. She has, you know what I mean? Like, we have to get the feedback from the
original fan.
Right, our OG fan.
Yes.
And maybe we'll have to have her on. And I'm wondering, do you want to invite somebody to have a conversation with us here in the next couple of months?
As a matter of fact, I have been thinking about that. The lady that I was telling you about that I met at the market,
Yes.
Homestead, I think she would be a very interesting person. So yeah, we absolutely have room to bring someone to the table.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I dig it. I'll be thinking about, a couple of the people that I talked to and see what that is, and you tell me what. And, well, I think Issa should be a guest on the show, too.
Ooh, yeah.
I think she would be a really good voice in the mix. So, I'm going to say, and another thing that we didn't pour our tea.
Nope.
And we didn't pray.
We did not.
We didn't pray. So, will you close us in prayer?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Father God, we absolutely adore the time that we get to spend together as friends, as sisters, but also with you here in our midst and amongst us. And it's a good time. It's a fun time. And we just really, really appreciate it. It's needed. And Father, may we just have a wonderful rest of our week. Blessings, be a blessing everywhere we go. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you, my friend.
You are welcome.
I appreciate you being here with me through all the seasons.
Thank you for joining Maxina Sunshine and April Snow on the Weekly Weather. Like and follow to catch our next conversation.